welcome to Americans Learn. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to try something new. This is a video from Louis Weisz, or Louis Weisz, I'm not sure. L-O-U-I-S is a weird name because sometimes it's Louis and sometimes it's Louis, and you can't tell just by reading. So anyway, none of that's important. What is important is he's going to cook a chicken by slapping it, and it looks like he's going to make a thing, and that's always fun. I enjoy these videos where people make a thing. And like, let's get some friction cooking done, I suppose. Let's go.
It's done! It's cooked! Oh my god! I mean, all right, let's eat it. A portion of this video was sponsored by HelloFresh. The chicken you see here is the only one on Earth ever cooked by the power of slaps. And as funny as that might sound, the engineering required to pull this off was no joke. A couple months back, I posted a video investigating a question as old as time. How many slaps would it take to cook a chicken? The results were incredibly promising, increasing the chicken's temperature by as much as 16 degrees C above ambient. With the original rig destroyed by our testing, we were back at square one, but boy did I have a lot of suggestions on where to go from here. My comments and my Discord were both flooded with ideas. Some of them pretty good and yeah, a lot of them were really bad. Multiple slappers, chicken-sized plate armor, a rig-sized vacuum chamber. All these suggestions addressed important issues with the original design, but each only really addressed one at a time. I needed all three: faster slap rate, more impact control, and minimal heat loss from the chicken. Right off the bat, I knew we'd need a stronger arm, so I made a new oak core aluminum version whose outer shell provides strength while the wood core adds rigidity. The original meat beater also had a fundamental problem, in that there was no way whatsoever to control the power of a slap without also adjusting the speed. This is a real issue because it means that as we go faster, we're forced to hit the chicken harder and harder, thereby accelerating its
exploding.
What we need is a rig that can slap really, really fast without hitting the chicken all that hard, which means making a paddle that allows for adjustable slap depth. And yes, that's the technical term.
The adjustable slap depth. I like it.
This was the biggest overhaul from the original rig, which meant it was a pretty involved process. The design I settled on used a cutting board as the impact surface, aluminum angle bars for mounts, and spring steel strips as the adjustable height legs that connected it to the arm. This allows for far more control over how we impact the chicken without compromising too much on weight or flexibility. The other big issue with the original—
I would have been so tempted to put my hand under it. This is why I shouldn't be allowed in like those kinds of situations where there's like dangerous power tools and stuff, because I want to put my hand under the slapper until it hurts too bad to do it. Like, but I mean, I would put it under there and just immediately break my whole hand. And but you know, my curiosity would be sated at least. I would know. Like, don't let me near these things.
Design was that the chicken was constantly losing heat to the environment, and this was where Joel's experience really came in handy. Joel suggested ultra-thin aerogel insulation, which would minimize heat loss from the chicken without greatly dampening the force of the slapper's impact. The genius of this design is that it basically acts like a one-way energy filter, where the kinetic energy from the slap is still transferred to the chicken, but once it's converted into heat, it has no way to escape. I also made sure that this time I measured the temperature in degrees Celsius, since as many pointed out in the comments, that's the scale used for real science, which, I mean, this definitely is. Well, unfortunately, the new design made it impossible to see the chicken. The internal wireless thermometer and digital slap counter made our progress far easier to track.
I will say that's less fun if you can't see the chicken, because it's invisible, like it's all hidden up, but fine, I guess it's for science. I like of course, there's an over 9,000 joke in there. Can't, of course. But my point was that I lost my point.
And the internal wireless thermometer and digital slap counter made our progress far easier to track.
Beat that meat.
And we're off. Yes, we have an increase in temperature, 9 degrees.
Of course, there it is. Beat the meat, beat the meat, beat the meat. But I keep getting distracted by the chat in the upper corner here. 165 Fahrenheit, right? That's what you need for meat. I think it's 165.
Series C, let's go. In terms of chicken integrity, this chicken's looking pretty good. We're up another degree Celsius, let's go. The goal of this first attempt was just to figure out what still needed to be improved on the slapper, and the Meat Beater 9001 ran smoothly for the most part, requiring only a few pit stops to check on wear or manage heat dissipation. I have some cooking oil. It's not like really lube, but I think it'll do. We are cooking after all.
Yeah, I like
With
it.
no major issues for the first couple
You gotta
hours,
keep it on
looked
theme.
like the road ahead would be nothing but smooth slapping.
Oh, we're okay. Nothing burned yet. No, what it needs is more tightness. Oh, what the f? We broke
That was
the
less
bowl.
tightness.
Talk about famous last words.
That was less
Luckily, I had a
tightness.
spare bolt, so I swapped it out and kept going, tracking our progress along the way and making sure to celebrate the most important milestone of all.
And now! 69.
69, 420.
I didn't expect to cook the chicken on the very first try, but as the temperature kept creeping upwards, it started looking like a very real possibility. 100K! But something still felt off.
Guys, I just want to be clear, this is absolutely freaking mental, and I feel like it could explode at pretty much any second, so.
Oh,
Yup. Yikes. Ooh, that is a nasty sound.
I have no idea what the f just happened. We're gonna check the temperature of this chicken.
Oh. Oh, that's f***ing nasty. What in the f***'s name have we created? It is really hot. I have to tell you, 47, 45.8.
118, okay.
We came really close on
Aw.
our very first attempt, but 48 degrees was still 9 or 10
That's-
degrees short of
yeah.
a reasonable pasteurization temperature for chicken. I can't nibble this. That's accepting defeat, and I don't accept defeat. But
Also, it
wait,
looks
9
really
or 10 degrees? That only puts us at around 57 C, or 135 degrees Fahrenheit,
Right.
and everybody knows that a fully cooked chicken needs to register at least 165 degrees in order to be cooked.
Right.
But the thing is, that's just not actually true.
Oh,
the reason we cook our meat is to kill
That's what we learn in restaurant school. And by restaurant school, I mean like Safe Serve and Bassett and all that. All the courses you have to take.
whatever bacteria it contains, which in the case of chicken, generally Campylobacter or Salmonella. 165 is the temperature at which chicken is instantly pasteurized. But dig a little deeper and you'll learn that maintaining a lower temperature for a longer period of time can have the same pasteurizing effect. By maintaining a temperature between 55 to 60 C for an extended period of time, we can achieve the same bacterial reduction as the typical FDA guidelines, and thus consider our chicken cooked.
Oh,
To
well.
take this all the way, the
Okay, so I understand why he's doing it in that way. I'm just like, let's go faster. Let's just kill it all. But then, I mean, going higher than 165, going up to like it can dry out the chicken. So like maybe there's something to be said for cooking it longer at less. But, because you don't want to dry it out. I mean, okay, look, when I cook chicken, I usually do it in a saucepan with like a little bit of olive oil and then a bunch of spices. So many spices in. And often now, if I can get like a fun olive oil, like a Chardonnay and garlic olive oil, I will use that too. But like, I just usually saucepan it, and then you put like a lid over top of it to kind of keep more of the moisture in, and also it cooks faster.
rig would need some upgrades. So in collaboration with my crack team of Discord engineers, we implemented some critical adjustments for the rig. To prevent the drive bolt from snapping, we upgraded to a 3/8-inch hardened steel bolt.
I don't know what that
I also
means.
observed a lot of heat building up in the motor during the test, so we swapped out our low CFM PC fan for a bona fide blowimatron and used
Oh my god, I remember like that pink foam stuff. I loved that shit. We used to have to make stuff out of that all the time in various shop classes that I took as a kid. It was the only thing I was ever good at shaping.
snow to hopefully achieve sub-ambient cooling through the case. All right, that looks pretty solid to me.
Everything appears to be go.
Why is he
The second
subliminally
test
telling
was
me
off
to
a great
subscribe to
start.
Cutie Pie?
The motor was much cooler
wanna
than before,
subscribe.
and overall everything was running far more smoothly. Ah, me, come on.
Magic smoke is a bad sign.
Oh,
Aw,
come
I like magic
on.
smoke.
You kidding? So it turned out the motor wasn't the only thing that had been overheating, because in less than 30 minutes, we totally roasted
Dang.
the Variac.
Yeah,
I don't know what a variac
All right,
is.
cool. That's this whole project. It's like,
Oh, I put something else.
yeah, dude, it's
Oh, is he from the
ridiculous.
Midwest? Is he from the Midwest? He said Ope. That's a Midwest thing. Is you from Wisconsin?
The replacement Variac I ordered was rated for 30 amps,
Oh,
10
dang.
more than the
That's
previous
much bigger.
one. And I also added a PC fan on the back to provide some active cooling. I also noticed that the rectifier was getting extremely hot while testing, so I mounted it on a spare heatsink that I found lying around in Peter's shop.
Oh, of course.
Yo! Let's go, baby!
The things that I would put under that smashy thing that are not chicken, I just want to smash some stuff sometimes. Oh my god, I would put so many things under the smashy thing.
Slap from freaking meat. Meat Meter 9001. 3, 2, 1. And we're off to the races. The third stream was off to a very promising start. And not too long after we began, we started knocking down those milestones.
10K.
Okay.
Other than a handful of pit stops to adjust the chicken or to change out the snow, it was pretty much driving on autopilot.
Let's go!
All we had to do was wait.
Sounds like a fun stream.
I knew something was up. Swapping out the backup arm in a desperate attempt to keep this run alive, I pressed on. But I knew that the imprecise drive slot meant that we were running this rig on borrowed time.
Okay.
It wasn't a question of if it'd break, but when.
I like his hair.
Well, there's your problem. F in the chat. I know. Let's take a look at this chicken, all right? Let's see how we've done.
It's still a little rare, not cooked. All right, it's like 2:50 a.m. I'm roasted.
go to
Guys,
bed.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm too tired, I won't enjoy it. And just as those
And
arms
it's
broke,
not good for you.
so did I. I wanted more than anything to eat a meal cooked by the power of slaps, and I was gonna do it, no matter the cost. I built a new slapper
Put some,
arm
like,
reinforced
Italian
with steel
spices
plates
at
on the
least
sides
in
of the
there.
drive slot, and took Peter's suggestion to link the motors together with a belt to double the power output. The dual motor
This is
rig
getting
can output a
crazy.
maximum of 6 horsepower with a peak current draw of up to 40 amps. Having the motors linked like this should also lighten the load on the
Testing it. I mean, I want to touch that too. Just like skin my arms. That deglove me. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting weird about it. But like, since I haven't watched the first one, I know that one ends in failure, but I'm like, this is getting very intense in this like attempts to fix what happened in the first one.
primary motor significantly and smooth out the bumps and speed that the rig ordinarily experiences. This is the Meat Beater 9001 truly pushed to the limit. And just as I was about to toss a chicken in there one last time, I realized something. If I'm gonna go to this much effort to cook something with slaps, it might as well be something that I feel comfortable actually eating. So before taking one last stab at cooking a chicken, I decided to try to make myself a fine steak dinner.
Oh, okay.
Currently, the steak is at 40 degrees C. We still need to
Okay.
get it all the way up to 60.
Since we'd already proven we can get
like-
meat to well over 40 degrees
Yeah.
using a slapper, I took the liberty of using a sous vide bath to get it up to that initial 40-degree temperature.
Okay.
The steak was
Because like steak, you can like red meats and stuff, you can play with a little bit more than chicken. Like chicken is a little bit more intense. So like this one, it doesn't need to go quite as far, right?
actually going really well. It seemed that as we just kept slapping away, the temperature kept rising. Somewhere around 48 to 50 degrees C, we kind of met a plateau.
I've completely lost confidence in this bag, so we're gonna switch bags.
But sooner rather than later, it started increasing again, and we were back to the races. My goal was to have a medium rare steak, and so 60 degrees C was the temperature that I decided to target.
Nice.
Yo! 60 degrees! 60 degrees! We got to 60 freaking degrees!
Good for you.
Yes! The steak is done! It's cooked! Holy sh!
Again, I want him to put like some spices in here though. I want him to like not Italian spices on the steak, but on the chicken, I'll put some like just put a dry rub on there, some Cajun seasoning, just something to like, so it's not just meat flavored.
I mean, all right, let's eat it. All right, hold up. We have some juice. I'm gonna dump that
jus.
out. Yo, it looks
Where are you
cooked
putting
in
that
there.
au jus?
No way.
It's not even saving the meat juice?
That is a
Wow.
steak, dude. Wait, whoa. I'm not even playing this up for the camera. Look at this thing.
It's pretty
The
juicy.
smell, it smells like steak. No!
Cutting it with the plastic fork and knife is the perfect touch.
Gosh, it's got pink in the middle. Holy Look at that! It's time to take a bite. Full disclosure,
Wow.
I got about the toughest piece of meat I could, reasoning that the slapper would like beat the life out of it. So appearance-wise, it looks kind of almost like soft. It feels kind of soft. Man, I can't believe I am eating
turning into a
something
food
that came off
reaction
the
channel.
slapper. Honestly, the texture is kind of yeah, the texture is pretty bad. It basically tastes like you've been chewing it for a minute already, but if you can get past that, it actually tastes pretty good. I can't believe
Wow,
it.
you didn't put anything, you didn't season it, you didn't do anything
that's a
to
freaking
it.
steak. It's a really bad steak. Holy cow.
With the steak having proven to be a resounding success, I was cautiously optimistic for our avian alternative.
I'm just gonna get mad that
And the
he's
slappers
not
were
doing
designed
anything to it to make it
sustain a
edible.
minimum temperature of 55 degrees for almost 90 minutes. But despite nearly 2 months of work, the rig still broke
Whoa.
before I was able to fully cook it.
No!
At least that's what I thought until I was editing this video.
I'm looking at the, what? We cooked it. Yes, baby. Yes, we cooked it. We cooked it. I'm still not gonna eat that chicken, but we f***ing did it.
That's right, after double checking the charts, it turns out we did cook the chicken.
The big reason I didn't eat it is because due to a break in the balloon, the chicken got contaminated with fiberglass and aerogel. And if you
Oof.
calculate it out, you'd find that cooking a chicken requires a minimum of approximately 135,000 slaps.
Okay.
And then over the course of the 6 to 8 hour process, the Meat Beater 9001 would consume around 7,500 watt-hours of
Wow,
energy,
that's a
or
long
about 2 to
time.
3 times as much as your oven would while making a typical roasted chicken. It's actually way better than I expected. Of course, there's always stuff I can't find a way to fit in. So if you want to check out more of what goes on behind the
Glad he
scenes,
managed it,
consider
but-
supporting me on Patreon, where you can get weekly video updates, plus a director's commentary with all the stuff you don't see, and Q&A for every single video. Thanks.
Fun. Oh, bye. Anywho, he cooked a chicken with the power of a slap. Very fun. I appreciate it. I like that I like that people think about doing things like this. It's just fun. It's whimsical. It's enjoyable. Like, let's go. Like, I like it. I mean, I really wish that he'd put a little bit of seasoning, but oh well. I mean, I know though that's not the point of this video, is not like actually cooking a chicken, but it would have been fun to see like just pound it in there. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I guess we all learned a little something today. The fact is that you can, in fact, cook a chicken. Also, I learned that it doesn't actually have to be 165. It can be less than that if you cook it longer. So I've also learned something about cooking today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.